Alright ladies and gentlemen, in this video we're looking at a couple of rather nice lasers from a company called CAM. They're known as the XY Laser Pan and Tilt Scanning Colour Laser. Three in the range. You've got the RGY, which is red, green and yellow. You've got the GBC, which you can see here is the green, blue and cyan. And then the RBP, which is red, blue and pink. Just to give you a bit of info on power, the RGY has a 100 milliwatt red laser and 40 milliwatt green colour mixed to yellow. The GBC, which is what you have in front of you, has 100 milliwatt green and 120 milliwatt blue colour mixed to cyan. Then the RBP has 100 milliwatt red and 120 milliwatt blue colour mixed to pink. The scanning angle on all of the lasers, pan is 120 degrees and tilt is 90 degrees. Full DMX 512 operation. You've got 10 DMX channels, auto mode and built-in patterns, sound to light via built-in microphone, variable mic sensitivity. You've got master and slave mode as well. Very cool feature, a unique MSP circuitry, which is motor stop protection. I will explain a little bit about that very shortly. If you don't like plugging in lasers and letting them just do their little sound to light routine, and you're not familiar with DMX, then if you want to, you can use the small controls that come with the lasers. One of the cool features of the XY laser is the motor stop protection. And CAM were the first people in the world to put this sort of circuitry into a laser. So what is it? Well, in these lasers you've got two mirrors, and if I give you an idea, one will do that and the other one does that. Now if you have a look inside, if I just, I'm just going to unplug this now, do my normal random thing. If we have a look, you can see in there are two mirrors. There's one mirror that will do this sort of motion, and then another one that does that kind of motion. Or, well, if the palm of my hand is the mirror, let's say, it's doing that and that. So what happens is the laser light will hit one of the mirrors, and the laser then light will start to do a dance, like so. As soon as it then hits the other mirror, it just doesn't go from side to side. It can then do virtually any shape at all. Now, the motor circuitry protection, what that will do is that if at any time one of those motors stop working and one of the mirrors stops, the laser will stop as well. In fact, the whole unit will stop working, which means if you are scanning the crowd and you're worried about, let's say, all of a sudden the laser stopping and someone accidentally looking into the laser light, well, you don't have to worry about it, because the circuitry in these will make the laser stop. You won't have any laser light coming out at all. I'd like to explain a little bit about DMX. Now, first of all, if you're a mobile DJ, a working mobile DJ, quite often a lot of mobile DJs do not like to use DMX controllers because it takes a long time to set them up, and if you're anything like me, you want to spend more time interacting with the crowd and playing the music. What I'm about to show you now in the next clip is how you can almost get to the level of DMX without having to use a DMX controller by setting the XY lasers to master-slave mode. But it's master-slave mode with a difference. First of all, I'll explain master-slave mode. This, let's imagine we've got one laser here and this is your master. You'd set that to master. So in other words, whatever this laser does, everything else will follow suit. Now, normal master-slave, if the master goes up, the others will follow and they'll all do identical moves at the same time. That's the important thing, at the same time. Now what I'm about to show you is how you can set the XY lasers to do master-slave, but not at the same time. So the first one will go up, the master, and then it's entirely up to you how you set it, and I will show you. The second one will go up maybe a second later, and the third one a second later after that, and so on. So you get a snaking effect which is pretty much exactly the same as you would expect to get if you had, say, the old school LED lights with mirrors on and they moved around like that. So we'll go around the back of the XY lasers and I'll show you how to set it up. We've got the camera set back a little bit so you can see the images from the two XY lasers, and at the same time you can see the back of the lasers as well. Right, first things first, I'm going to explain exactly what I've done to get to this position. Of course we have to plug in the power and we have our DMX cable. This is very important. The laser that you want to be the master, you must go from the out into the in of the next one, and the second one, once you've gone into the in, will be our slave unit. So here we have our scanning effect. First of all, very important as well, we have the keys. You need to make sure the lasers are on and also the keys are set to the on position. If you haven't got the keys in and you haven't got them set to the on position, even though the power is in and you can hear the fan working, you won't get any laser light until you turn these keys to on. Very important. Alright, now we're in master slave mode here. However we set our master, the slave will follow and do exactly the same, but with a slight twist. You'll notice here we have SL2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press function and I'm going to press down to SLA and enter. What we've got now, we've got an exact replica of the image on each of the units. We're in typical slave mode. So if I bring the camera back, and if we go to our master, press function and sound, SOU, enter. Now we're in sound mode. So if I tap one of them, you can see that we're in sound mode. Just simulating music here. Okay, I've set that one back to auto. We're looking at the slave XY laser. I'm going to show you now how to set this so we can get a slight delay in the laser from this unit. Press function and we can now go up or down. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and A. Don't forget A as well is them both working together. It's really important though, once you've set the position you want it at, to press enter straight away. If you don't do that, it'll go back to the last setting. So press function 1 and enter, and if we have a look now, we can see that there's very little delay in between the two lasers movements. What I'll do, I'll bring the camera back slightly and we'll see the difference as we go from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and so on. So press function and up, we're on 2 and enter. Let's turn one of the lights off in here. Press function, up, 3 and enter. Function, up to 4 and enter. And then we'll go back to 5, function, or up to 5, sorry, up and enter. Alright, but it doesn't stop there as well. What I want you to imagine is, say for example you had 10 units. What you could do is you could go up to 5, and then once you've gone up to 5 you can go down to 1 again. What would happen there? You'd almost get this snake effect where you'd have 5 of them going up like so, and then the next group would follow as well. just run over a few more of the features on the function settings. Now a lot of lasers have got a little microphone and there's a dial to turn up the intensity of the microphone. That's there, for example, let's say if you've got your laser quite close to the speakers, you can turn the intensity down. If you've got your laser quite far away, you turn it up. What that's for is, it's almost as though the laser is trying to pick up a lot of the sound if the speaker is far away from it, or not much of it if the speaker is quite close. Now, there isn't a dial on the back of the XY laser, but what you can do if you press FUNC, short for function, and you get to SOU, we can set the level intensity like so. Press enter, and then away you go. Alright, we'll just press that again and go down and enter. Press function again. We have DMX, we have REN, that's for your small little control unit, and test. Got my small little hand control there, and there we are. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Cam XY laser with the motor stop protection. If you want any more information on these lasers or any other product from Cam, then check out the link in the description. It'll take you directly to the cam.co.uk website. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you this nice piece of kit from Cam. It's known as the LED Parbar Remote, or REM1 for short. 4 heads, and also comes with its own foot controller and the well-needed remote control. Now I say well needed because a lot of DJs out there, or anyone who likes to use lighting like this, okay, you can use Sound to Light, Master Slave, DMX, but a lot of people just like to turn the light on and let it do its own thing, which is great, you get a good effect. But if you're not familiar with DMX and you do want to design your own light shows, you can using the remote control. It takes it to the next level. First off, small feature. Now imagine you're doing some uplighting in a marquee for a wedding and you want to set it so you just got maybe red or a nice pink. Now you'll do that by coming to the LED display here. I don't know if you notice, but you haven't got any light showing on the LED display. Now what they've done with the Parbar Remote 1 is they've made it so the LEDs will stop working after a certain amount of time, which means you haven't got any light coming from here. So if you have got a beautiful wash, say of red or pink, that's all you will get. You won't get any light from here at all. But you can start activating this again by just pressing menu. Right, here we go. SOUN is Sound to Light. DMX here, of course, 512. We can set shows here as well. Automatic program. Press down and we go through the different shows. What you can do as well by using the small control feature here is set it so you can have different intensities of colour. So I'm going to press the menu until we get to COLO. It's going to be short for colour. I'm going to press up, and now we're on R02. By pressing the down, we can now reduce the intensity of red. Go to up, and we can do exactly the same with the green. Up again, and we can do exactly the same with the blue. Right, let's have a little look at the control unit here. There it is. Relatively simple to work out. At the moment we're on green, and by pressing one of the numbers we can increase the intensity of the green. If we want to add some blue, press B for blue. Comes up on the little LED screen there, and I can press number 4, so we've got a little bit of blue there with the green, and we can go to red, red, and maybe add just a hint of red. So we'll put 3 on and we'll add a tiny bit of red. There you go. So by using the control, you can at a distance get your own beautiful light wash, the colour that you want, for example, let's say in a marquee. Once again, we've got the control and we're in flash mode here. If we look at the LED readout, F01, if we go to 5, give you an idea of the difference between 1 and 5, and 8. Okay, back to 1 and top left hand corner blackout. So press that and everything stops. One of the great features of the LED Parbar Rem1 is that it can be mixed and matched with all of the other Parbar series from Cam, the likes of the LED Par Kit, the Parbar Mark II, and also the Power Bar as well. So if you do have any of those products and you're worried about getting another one of the Parbar series in with the items you've got, then you can still use them all together. Bearing in mind as well that if you do use DMX and you link them via the DMX cables, then the first one, the master unit, will run the show and all of the others will follow in the same show. Right, any more info on this product or any others, don't hesitate, check out the link in the description, take you directly to the cam.co.uk website. Practice and enjoy.